live.
Oh, is this thing on? I don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
One last time. Celebrate some good times, man. Your Oakland Athletics, 3-2 final in the final ever game at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum for the A's as they take out the Texas Rangers. Final score, 3-2. A lot of emotions going on. Yesterday, today, it's going to be very weird driving past the Coliseum now and not seeing the A's there, or at least seeing their colors. I don't know what they're going to do. The Oakland Roots are going to be taking over, so we'll see. But a very bittersweet day yesterday. But I was happy for the fans, for the town. They showed up big time yesterday. Mason Miller showed up big time, inning in a third, 2 strikeouts, the final pitch ever at the Oakland Coliseum for the A's, 104-mile-an-hour fastball. Travis Gankowski late, and that was the final out. 3-2 the final. A's 1 win shy of 70 on the year. And the Oakland Athletics are no more. I want to hear from those who went to the game, the vibe, the feel. I might call upon Sam Lubman here in a second. He was there. Evan Giddings, our producer and Weekends on the Game host, also in attendance. It just felt like a vibe, and I felt that all the way through the screen. All the fans showing up. There was no anger, at least through I saw from the television. Yeah, there were some knuckleheads, the smoke bombs and running on the field, but that is what it is. I was very impressed with the overall composure of the fans yesterday because the world was looking at Oakland saying, oh, this is Oakland. You know what they're going to do? They're going to riot. Oh, it's going to be nasty. It wasn't nasty. There's anything but that. It was a celebration of life in a way. We were talking about kind of funerals yesterday, and it felt like a funeral. It was more of like a New Orleans funeral, a celebration of life. You're cheering on, fighting through the pain, doing it with a smile on your face. And I thought it was just so perfect for manager Mark Kotze, former Oakland Athletic player himself, damn good one at that, addressing the crowd after the game and all the fans. Take a listen.
To share with all you how privileged and honor I feel today to stand on this field. It hit me last night. I know it's been hitting us, all of us, at different times. For me, it was after the game last night. I walked into this stadium. My amazing wife dragged me down onto this field, and we took it all in. I'm going to keep this short because I don't really know if I'm going to be able to make it through this. To the staff who've dedicated their lives to the Oakland A's, especially those who aren't coming with us, I am forever grateful and will never forget you. And to all of you, on behalf of my staff, myself, this team, all the past players and coaches, everyone who's worn the green and gold. There are no better fans than you guys. Thank you all for loving the game of baseball. Thank you for your lifelong support of the Oakland A's. And last, I want to thank you guys for coming out today to share this moment with the club that I'm so proud of. We've played our asses off this year. We still got 3 left, gentlemen. I think we all should pay homage to this amazing stadium that we've had the privilege and pleasure of enjoying for 57 years. And I ask you for one more time to start the greatest cheer in baseball. Let's go, Oakland!
Manager Mark Kotze there addressing the crowd. Hell of a job, Mark. Hey, go to public speaking, man. That was impressive. You felt the emotion in his voice. You felt the emotion in the crowd. It was just a bittersweet day is the word I just keep coming back to, because it didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be. One man's greed getting in the way. That seems to be a common theme here in the country of America. But it is what it is. And the Oakland Athletics are no more. They're going to be playing in Seattle, and I think they're going to be going by just the Athletics next year when they're playing up in Sacramento or wherever the hell they're going to be playing. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, when I see the shovel on the ground, a new stadium being built in Las Vegas. Just like I was waiting for the Raiders to finally build that stadium, and they did. And now they're there. And they haven't done a whole lot of winning. And I'm not going to begrudge any fan if they're going to go along and, be fan of the teams or the franchise. Hey, again, I'm not telling anyone how to fan. Football and baseball are very different, very regional. Baseball is. I would find it very difficult to be emotionally invested in a baseball team in Las Vegas, just given the amount of games every single year and following along and what have you. But who's to say? Maybe I will follow along. But for now, keeping my distance from that team, probably for the best, at least for my emotions. I contemplated this season, taking my little guy to a game here or there, and I just couldn't do it. Emotionally, I could not bring myself to take him to a game this year. We went to multiple last year, and it was too hard this year. I went to one game only. It was my best friend's bachelor party. It was Battle of the Bay last month, and I was like, you know what? I'm good with this. A's won 2-1 on a Saturday night. Who was it? Osvaldo Bido versus Hayden Birdsong, and it was actually a great performance. And A's ended up winning 2-1, and it was just Giants fans, A's fans, everyone was happy. It was a great crowd. It's chill. I was like, this is how I want to remember the Coliseum. But I want to hear from the people that were there yesterday. 888-957-9570. What was the vibe like? What was the mood like? How are we feeling today, A's fans? And we'll get into a little bit of Patriots Niners, because there is a football game this Sunday that all of a sudden is massive. And prior to this season, I think everyone circling this is like, oh, I want to go see a win at home. I'm going to go to this game. Well, I don't know. Jacoby Brissett? We'll see. That Patriots defense is no joke. And the Niners offense right now, outside of Brock Purdy and Juwan Jennings, maybe leaving a lot to be desired. We'll see with Jordan Mason. He's getting a lot of carries. So game's still massive here on Sunday as it pertains to one Bay Area sports team, not the Giants, not the A's, but definitely the San Francisco 49ers, who have lost 2 in a row. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, I want to focus on the A's. And here's Mason Miller, the closer, who pitched an inning and a third yesterday and got the save.
It's probably the coolest moment of my life, baseball-wise. Sorry. It's pitching in front of a home stadium like this, all the emotion. It's impossible to put it into words, and all you can do is really harness it and you go compete. That's our task as a player, is to give it 110% for each of these players and each of these fans.
28 saves on the year for Mason Miller, who again has had just one of the most incredible closing performances we've ever seen from a rookie reliever. Guy's just incredible. He came onto the scene out of nowhere, and he has just not let up. Yeah, he wasn't going to keep that consistency there early on. This is his first full season. but he is already one of, if not the best closer in all of baseball. It's him, Emmanuel Clase. Give me another guy. Those are the two that I'd want. It probably goes Clase and then it goes Miller. It's just how dominant their stuff is. And you saw the emotion that he had after the game. You saw him just give a little salute to his jersey that says Oakland across in the Kelly greens. It was a very cool moment. And you heard after the game, Lawrence Butler, their rising star in the A's organization, saying this is the coolest atmosphere. This is the coolest game I've ever part of. He's like, I'm never going to forget this. You heard Brent Rooker say, he likes playing at the Coliseum. He doesn't like all these new stadiums because they're not about baseball. The A's truly is the last place where it's just about the baseball. It's not about a party in the stands. It's not about, a slide. It's not about an arcade. It's not about going to get your food at a patio and a bar and not paying attention. It's not about any of that. It's just about baseball. You're sitting down watching a game. And there is something to be said about that. In an era where we're trying to distract consumers every single day from the actual product. Oh, here, do fantasy football. Oh, here, what bet are we going to make here? What are we doing this, that? Basketball. Oh, what's going on? What kind of games do they have? What kind of giveaways? Can I do that? The Coliseum was just about the sport. And we're going to miss that. Now, again, we have some other teams coming in there that are not major league. Not to say we can't have fun there. It's just not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. From the Xfinity mobile text line, 888-957-9570. And good morning to all of you. Just getting off work, getting ready for work, getting ready for school. Happy Friday. You made it. It's a Phil Collins Friday. It's a payday Friday. And yes, it is a football Friday here on the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Hit me up via Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, all powered by First NorCal Credit Union. You can follow me at Spadoni_Joe. And there you go. There you have it. From the Xfinity mobile text line. 707, like you said, it is what it is. It just breaks my heart. I'll never get to take my 3-year-old boy to the Coliseum as he grows older. Yeah, I felt that. Yeah, I got a 5-year-old, just turned 5, and not being able to take him to an A's game. And again, I'll be taking him to Giants games, I'm sure, because I'm not going to deprive him of the sport of baseball. I would never do that. If he wants to go to a game, I'll take him to one. But it's not going to be the same. And I'm sure for A's fans that are going to do the same, just like me, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to have that common bond. But as long as you see your kid happy, really, as a parent, that's all that really matters. My dad, Giants fan, I'm an A's fan. We still bonded over games. We used to go to Battle of the Bay games all the time. Now I can't do that with him, which sucks. He just wants Farhan gone, by the way. That's all he keeps telling me. He's like, they're not doing anything, son, until Farhan Zaidi's gone. All right, Dad. Well, might get his wish this next week. We'll see. If he's stepping down as he's shifting roles, we shall see. From the 510, you can't see center field from the center field upper deck. Thank you. That's why I don't think anyone really goes up to the upper deck, right?
I don't think they've opened those seats up for at least the last 6 years, but hey.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, sure. No one's going up there, though. 510, but appreciate you.
He's not wrong, though.
No, he's saying the Raiders ruined the Coliseum. I get it. Hey, I'm not saying they didn't. Mount Davis, it's a monstrosity. Hey, it used to be gorgeous, which I think 510 is getting at. It used to be beautiful. You got to see the hills in the background. It was just, it popped. I do think the Coliseum popped yesterday, though, too. Even with Mount Davis, even with all the rotting seats, even with all the spider webs, even with all the sewage, even with all the cracks in the street and all the empty seats. There wasn't a lot of empty seats, though. It's your dump. It's different. It's yours. It's got character. It's got class. It's got stories. It's got everything there. It's got major championships there. It's got AFC championships. Again, World Series right across over the Golden State Warriors. You had NBA titles. You had it all. over there. And now you don't. Jose's out in Oakland. He wants to join in the conversation. 888-957-9570. If you're at the game, please hit me up. I want to hear about it. What was the vibe like? What was the energy like? How are we feeling today after the final Oakland Athletics game at the Coliseum? What's going on, Jose?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to call and just express my feelings from the time that I was introduced to the Oakland Athletics when I was a young man. The atmosphere was amazing. It was electrifying. Throughout the whole game, people were cheering. I was able to see Crazy George walking around. I remember seeing him in the 80s. The wave, the people just expressing their happiness and their sadness at the same time. And I'll never forget it. What Kotsay said at the end pretty much summed it up. Throughout the whole year, we knew this day was coming, but I just really wasn't prepared to say goodbye right now. This team will forever be a special place in my heart.
Thanks, Jose. I can hear it in his voice right there, and that's Jose out in Oakland. It's tough. And you can try to prepare yourself with any goodbye that's emotional. Whether it's a person, whether it's a place, whether it's a team, you can try to prepare yourself mentally to say goodbye, but once you do it, until you get to that point, you don't know how you're going to feel. And then you start feeling all the emotions. I was getting teary-eyed watching the game yesterday. It was tough. I could only imagine being there. And yeah, you mentioned Crazy George was there. Guy invented the wave, allegedly. So I'm feeling for guys like Jose in Oakland today. I'm feeling for those texting in like the 707 not being able to take their kid. I feel for them. I feel for 510. I get it. It didn't have to be this way. Mount Davis did not need to be there. You know, that kind of ruined what was a beautiful ballpark at the time. Not to say that, you know, if Mount Davis wasn't there, maybe it would still be kind of rotting a little bit, but at least you'd have a view. At least you'd have something there to look at. That was the attraction. You got the Oakland Hills in the background. They're gorgeous. Beautiful. But it's no more. And now they're going to go to a AAA ballpark in Sacramento. I'm sure that's going to work out great. And they're going to be installing turf. Oh, I'm sure that absorbs the heat great in 110-degree days out in Sacktown. Good luck. You know what? John Fisher is no longer Oakland's problem. I will say that. So Sacramento, Las Vegas, have at it. Have fun with that one. And that is all I will say about that. By the way, yesterday, I forgot to say this. As I was covering for Evan Giddings, and I was running the board for Steiny and Gu yesterday, it's Steiny's birthday. I forgot to wish him a birthday on my show yesterday, but hey. Yay! Happy birthday, Steiny. The big 6-0 for one Matt Steinmetz. And I did want to play this real quick because we've been a little sad this morning. We've been a little down in the dumps here, talking about the A's leave and stuff like that. But this made me smile yesterday. This was awesome. Matt Steinmetz on his 60th birthday getting a surprise phone call from who?
Oh, boy. People have been surprising me all day. We've had Chris Mullen, Bob Myers, my college coach. Hello. Who's there?
It's the guy that is not a true point guard. How you doing, Matt Steinmetz? Happy birthday.
The Chef. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, the Chef.
You got to be kidding me. Somebody's an impersonator here.
That's the Chef.
Is this really Steph?
You know, there's only a few ways to get me to get on the radio at a beautiful day before training camp, but your 60th birthday is one of them. So happy birthday, man.
Dude, thank you so much, man. And hey, let me congratulate you on an unbelievable performance in the Olympics. Absolutely incredible.
On that, yeah.
I keep saying this guy's going to get older, and it doesn't seem like you are.
I'm trying to stay young, man, on the court. It was a beautiful summer, for sure. Great experience. I'm sure I'll talk about it a lot more down the road, but yeah, ready to get back. We start on Monday. I know y'all know it, so I'm excited to get back to work.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. I mean, I just got to tell people, Steph, because people might not know.
Yeah.
You know, I was covering the team. And we talk about this once in a while when I see you, but the first day of training camp, your rookie year, what you walked into at Golden State, and from that point where you helped elevate this franchise, it's virtually unfathomable, man. You walked into a brutal situation, and you completely turned a franchise around, man. You've got so much to be proud of.
No, I appreciate it. You mentioned some of the names that been on the journey with me. Obviously, Chris Mullin, who was a great mentor and a presence when I came in, spoke some great words. Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, Draymond, Clay, Andre, KD. So, like, the whole journey's been great. And I know, like, for somebody like you that's been around from the beginning of my career and seen the journey and the evolution, definitely the appreciation of what this means. We still got some more to do, but we can get flowers. I'll take them. I appreciate it.
Wow. Chef, I know you're busy. I got to ask you this question, man, because we're looking forward to this season. But a lot of Warrior fans are A's fans. And as you know, they're in the middle of a game now. It's their last game in Oakland. Can you just speak to what that means to you and how much they supported you on your journey as a Golden State Warrior?
It's tough. I know a lot of born and bred Oaktown, residents, fans of all the sports teams that have played on that side of the bridge. And it was tough when we left Oracle. It still is. That's why I still try to, maintain as much presence as possible. Me and Aisha's foundation, Eat, Learn, Play, all the work that we're doing in the town. And obviously, like you said, the A's, it's rough. But hopefully, I think Oakland knows how much they mean to me, how much the fans have meant to my journey. When you talk to anybody and when you ask them where they're from and they say Oakland, California, it kind of still gives me goosebumps because it's such a pride of being from there. So I was glad to represent the town for 10 years. Still do in my heart, but yeah, tough to see them go.
Wow. Hey, my boss just told me that your dad Dell just turned 60 also. So I hope you don't look at him as an old guy.
Nah, we still battle on the golf course. I know you play, so he's still young at heart for sure. He still can hit it a mile. So I know you got a lot of great years left.
All right, I appreciate it. Hey,
Steph, go ahead. I'm going to leave you with this one. Denzel better watch out because you were on fire on Underrated. Just real quick as you can. I mean, how is the acting thing going? Because we watching it in the Johnson household.
Oh, you talking about Mr. Throwback? I loved it, man. Get my acting chops going. Hopefully there's a season 2 next summer. But yeah, I don't know about Denzel. You sounding real homerish right now. I appreciate it.
Stoddy goes, is he really acting if he's playing himself? I said he acting, baby, doing a good job.
Hey, I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave you go on this one. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have these things called drops in radio. And I have one. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I'll say it live for you. Steph Curry's the best thing that ever happened to my career.
There it is there. There it is there.
I appreciate it. I love it.
All right, man. Hey, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you play this year, talking to you, and you're the best, man. Thanks. Monday.
I appreciate it. They got a little special gift coming your way. Hopefully it gets there before the show's over, but a little token of my appreciation, so hope you enjoy it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. You're gonna... Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Steph.
Wow, man. Curry called you on your birthday, man.
That was incredible. That might be the moment of the year, 95-7 The Game. Steph freaking Curry calling Steiny in on his 60th birthday yesterday, courtesy of the River Islands guest line, as you know. So all guests on 95-7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line. Isn't it time for you to discover the island, Sam Lubman? There you go. By the way, Sam Lubman and I, live tomorrow from Friedman's Appliance, 12 to 3 in Pleasant Hill for their fall clearance sales event. So I'll ask you stop on by, come say what's up to you boys. Steiny will be out there as well, talking about those live working vignettes. Jim Cozumore, stay cozy with Cozumore. He's going to be calling in. You're damn right I'm going to ask him about his Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams struggling, amongst other things, of course. He's out in Nashville, but, he's got to call in. Come on. Love me some Cozumore. I think Sam and I both worked with Coz a bunch of times, whether it was on the weekends, nights, mornings, whatever, what have you. So, tomorrow, Friedman's Appliance, Pleasant Hill, 12 to 3. Sam Lubman and I broadcasting live from there for their fall clearance sales event. Go, stop by, a lot of action, a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time. So come on and do that. And Stephen Curry, by the way, you know what the gift he got him was? Signed jersey. It says not bad. What was it? What did it say? I got to get it right. Steph signed it for Steiny. I got to get it. And Steiny even posted on Instagram. That's how you know how much it means to him. When Matt Steinmetz posts something on... No. Steiny didn't post it. Guru posted it. So that makes more sense. It says, to Steinmetz, happy 60th. From the best, quote, not a point guard. End quote. There you go. Stephen Curry saying what's up and happy birthday to Matt Steinmetz. Great moment yesterday in a day that was very sad. That brought a lot of smiles to all of us here in the Bay Area. So we're going to take a quick break. Come on back. More of your calls, more of your texts. 888-957-9570. If you were at the game yesterday, the final A's game in Oakland, I want to hear from you. Plus, we're going to preview the 49ers and Patriots game because Nick Sorensen spoke to the media yesterday, and that guy, he might be under the most pressure come this Sunday. I'll explain on 95.7 The Game.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study,
Yo, this is the pregame show on 95.7 The Game with Joe Spadoni.
You heard the man. It's Phil Collins Friday. It's a pregame show. Payday Friday, Football Friday. We're rolling. First official game of Week 4 kicked off last night as the Cowboys took out the New York Giants 20-15 out in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. It was just an ugly game. It was a Thursday night football game. I don't know what it is about that broadcast. Maybe someone can break it down for me, but it's just so stale. And why is a product like Amazon Prime and Prime Video, and it's supposed to be cutting edge, and all the different, next gen stats and all the different, broadcasts you can watch on there? Like, why is it just so bleh? Is it Al Michaels getting older? Is it just the pre and post not working? I don't know what it is, but the actual product of Thursday Night Football, besides the play on the field, the show, if you will, is just leaves a lot to be desired. And I thought they would have, shaken some things up after last year. I thought maybe bringing in a Jason Kelsey or something like that, but ESPN ended up getting it. Like, I don't know. It's just, and then the four people like Whitworth, Sherman, Tony Gonzalez, Fitzmagic. It's too much. It's too much. Too many voices. Not cohesive. I'm trying, but every time I'm just like, you know what? I don't really need to watch this, or I can just have it on mute. That's not what you want. I want to hear, Troy Aikman talking about the quarterback play. I would like to hear, Tony Romo. Hell, Tom Brady, who I thought's getting better. But, I was watching something else. I was like, oh, God. It's just no urgency from anyone. Hell, not even from the New York Giants, who end up settling for 5 field goals. If you had that fantasy kicker, you were happy. Brandon Aubrey missed one for me, though. That's tough. But Dak, he was efficient. 22, 27, 221, 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 7 receptions for 98 yards and a touchdown. I'm sure CeeDee Lamb owners are like, damn, we could get 2 more yards, get that 100-yard bonus. I know. It's always tough. Speaking of tough, I think we're sleeping on the New England Patriots a lot here in the Bay. But I think rightfully so. I'm not overly concerned about this matchup for San Francisco. I'm going to tell you why. They have a way of flexing their muscles in the Shanahan era, kind of when everything is, hitting the fan, if you will. Remember last year during the 3-game losing streak, they hit the bye, they come out of it, and they absolutely lambaste the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars really recovered from that. And then they absolutely destroyed the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles didn't really recover from that. Now, if you're trying to tell me, Joe, this is a recipe for disaster, Patriots, long week to rest. They were at Thursday Night Football last week, so they had extra couple days. It was a bad divisional loss. They're going to be coming and playing with their hairs on fire. Okay. But Jacoby Brissett's not keeping me up at night. That offensive line isn't keeping me up at night. Now, if you can't pressure this Patriots team in passing down situations, then the panic mode, to hell with code red, it's code purple. All right? Whatever the shade that goes. You know how they do the shades on the meteorology reports when it gets like ludicrous speed hot? Like when it goes red, but then it goes purple and then just goes like black. Yeah, that's the code red, purple, black, whatever you want to call. If you can't pressure this Patriots team and Jacoby Brissett, then you got major problems. Nick Sorensen, defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, speaking yesterday on the absence of Javon Hargrave, and other guys needing to step up?
One, he's a great player, but he's had an awesome camp and awesome offseason, and really that game he was playing really, really good too. So it's tough because he's such a good player. I mean, this is a time when guys have to step up. I know it's cliche, but the league is littered with guys that have been backups and get their chance and play really well. It's just understanding who we're losing. It's going to be a tough shoes to fill, but guys have to step up.
Partially torn triceps, obviously, for Javon Hargrave, defensive tackle, signed last year out of Philadelphia. So he's going to be out for the season. What does that mean for guys stepping in and stepping up? Sorensen expands on that.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a bunch of guys, and Jordan Elliott's been rotating in, and so does Kevin. So those guys in particular, you think of it to step up, and it goes from there. We've got guys on practice squad, so I think it's just a matter of getting guys trained, and that's why you have practice squads, so that they're trained up and see who can step in and make plays for us.
Who's going to make some plays? That's really all you're asking for on the defense. You got Talanoa Hufanga back, but the big turnover. Like, this is a team that prides themselves on getting the big takeaway and snatching that momentum right back to you when your backs are against the wall, whether it's Hufanga, whether it's Ward, whether it's Bosa. I'm looking at Bosa getting a strip sack fumble. Can we get one of those? Who's going to step up here? And speaking of Nick Bosa, he's having to shoulder a lot of the load right now. He's having to play more reps. And because of that, he's more tired as these games go on. Here's Sorensen talking about Bosa.
I don't think it's a reflection of the edge depth. I think, in talking to Nick, we'd like to spell him more. I mean, if you really look at the first 3 games, we really didn't have a lot of plays. And I think he was kind of into the game and, felt good. And, Kasarik has always connected with him, and he likes to rotate the guys and take care of Nick. And there just haven't been as many defensive plays, I think, so far in the first few games. And, Nick was into it. And I think we just protect him and be smart about it so that we keep him as fresh as possible for the longest period of time. But I think he just, felt like he was good. If Nick's good, then he's going to get a lot of reps.
And this is something that Brian Baldinger, our 95.7 The Game NFL insider, has talked about in the past. And obviously former NFL offensive lineman. He's very tight with the Bosas. He's tight with all these pass rush specialists, if you will. But he's talked about Nick not playing every single down. And that's very rare today. That's kind of the old school mindset. Like Max Crosby, he's probably the only guy that plays every single rep. Even he's probably not going to do that now because he has a high ankle sprain, so he's going to have to be limited as well. You got to protect these guys from themselves sometimes. And that's what Shanahan, that's what Bosa, that's what Lynch, they all kind of agreed upon, right? But when you're not getting that production from Leonard Floyd, who only has 1 pressure the last 2 games, when you're not getting it from Yetur Gross-Matos, when you're not getting it from Javon Hargrave, who now is out for the season, but even before that, he wasn't doing much. He got a sack last game. It was probably his best game all year. And even that wasn't enough as you lost to your division rival, Los Angeles Rams. You need to protect these guys from themselves, but when you need him to step up, I want him playing every single down. I want him playing on first, second, third. I need him out there. You're paying him this much. He's a DPOY. I need Bosa to contribute like a DPOY right now. And this is the game to do it. If not this game, when the hell is this defense going to step up? Like, come on. Name me 2 wide receivers on this Patriots squad. You can't. Kendrick Bourne and who? And I said wide receiver. Hunter Henry doesn't count. He's a tight end. Ramondre Stevenson is a solid running back. But come on. Come on. It's not Saquon. It's not like a Josh Jacobs. If you can't dominate this weekend against this offense, again, it's code purple. The hell is code red? It's just, I can go for some Mountain Dew code red. You guys remember that? Circa 2008 when Halo 3 came out. Man, I'm nerding out right now. All right, we're up against it. More of your calls, more of your texts on the other side. Are you nervous at all about this game against the New England Patriots? Or are you like me? The 49ers should handle them. But will they? And what are you most concerned about heading in this matchup? And what are you most confident about heading in this matchup? Because I know who I'm confident in the most on this team. And he's the guy that's not getting paid the most on this team. He's actually probably getting paid the least. We'll discuss that on the other side as the pregame show rolls on 95.7 The Game.
Trying to lose weight, but fad diets and sketchy products from online clinics aren't working? Listen up. Legit GLP-1 weight loss injections are helping millions of people get stubborn weight off.
Hey, Spadoni, shut up.
Oh, we're back. We're so back. One more segment before handing it off. The great Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. The morning roast approaching. It's a football Friday. We got Patriots. We've got Niners. Week 4 matchup. Week 4 officially starting last night. Cowboys taking out the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football. Cowboys improved to 2-2. Giants fall to 1-3. Giants stink. They're that top 5 pick written all over them. But I'm looking at a couple teams right now as we're going to be 4 weeks into the season here. There's a couple teams that just stink, that just aren't going to be good. Jaguars are one of them. Trevor Lawrence has just regressed all time bad. He's just not good right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and sit here and do a sugarcoat job a la Joe Lacob. I'm just not.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You can sit here and do a sugarcoat job.
No. They stink. The New York Giants stink. So that's 2 teams that stink right there. Right now, the Raiders and Browns both kind of stink. And that's a turd sandwich of a game. That's going to be in Vegas. Raiders are favored by 2. But again, if it was a neutral site, it would be the Browns favored. But, the over-under in that game is 37 points. It tells you all you need to know about that game. Deshaun Watson, he's a shell of himself. Gardner Minshew looks lost. They can't run the ball. Zamir White, what a drop-off from Josh Jacobs that's been. Defensively, it'll be a struggle between both teams. Myles Garrett's hurt. Max Crosby's hurt. There's nothing beautiful about this game at all. Just be sure to keep Deshaun Watson away from the casinos. And then you got, garbage teams because of just their circumstances. Miami Dolphins looked horrible last week. Now they're playing the team that's much worse, though, and is actual garbage, the Tennessee Titans and Will Levis. I don't know what they're doing. Titans fans have got to be just disgusted after seeing Malik Willis, former Tennessee Titan, go in there with Matt LaFleur and co. and Green Bay and just absolutely just light it up. He just looked better than Will Levis. It's a fact. And Will Levis does something every single game. We're like, what the hell are you doing? He has the arm talent, but the IQ, this is a guy that puts mayonnaise in his coffee, right? So I guess it is what it is. And I know it was all stunt. But it's tough. So those are the teams right now where I would look and say, yeah, they have top 10 pick written all over them right now. Giants, got the Jags, got the Raiders and Browns. They're kind of tied right now, but one of them is going to win a game, so they're not going to be horrible. But I'll put them as a tie. Patriots, I didn't mention yet. I'm going to wait and see. They do have top 10 pick written all over them, but their defense is legit. But I'll add them in there as well, which is why I think the 49ers will layeth the smacketh down. And then Tennessee Titans. So that's about 6 teams if I did my math correctly. Give or take. That's not horrible for the league right now. But it is interesting. And Joe Shasky sent an article in regards to, the passing and quarterback play right now in the NFL just not being up to the standard we're used to seeing. A lot of it's continuity. A lot of it's new faces, new players, new coaching staff. But that happens every year. Are we just at kind of a crossroads when it comes to elite quarterback play in the NFL? Were we so spoiled with the likes of Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees for years, Peyton Manning, those guys, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger? Were we just so spoiled for the last 2 decades of guys that just played forever that, we might have Mahomes and, Josh Allen, but even Mahomes has not been playing well. But I do think this whole thing is hilarious. It's like, Patrick Mahomes has been awful. He's not been good. Travis Kelce's a shell of himself. You should be worried if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Are you kidding me? I see that, and I'm saying the opposite. I'm worried that they're 3-0 right now, and those guys haven't played well at all. And they're still just winning games. That should frighten the rest of the league. That they've looked awful for their standards, but awful for their standards is still better than 90% of the NFL. The worst thing that could have happened for the league happened the last couple of years. The Kansas City Chiefs have a defense. And when you have a defense, you're in every single game. And when you're in every single game and you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, more often than not, you're going to win. That's the formula. It's as simple as that. And yes, the rest of the league still should be terrified of the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's only week 4. But that's the most ludicrous take I've seen yet within these first 4 weeks. Oh, the Chiefs, they're not very good. Yeah, please. They're 3-0. And they're going to be 4-0 after they beat the Chargers this week in SoFi Stadium. A place I don't think they've ever lost in. Correct? I want to say Patrick Mahomes on the road in the AFC West has like one loss, and it might just be in Denver. And I think that was last season. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't. I think Justin Herbert's first ever start, if I'm not mistaken, was against the Chiefs in SoFi Stadium as a rookie. Obviously took over for the injured Tyrod Taylor, who got the needle penetrated through his chest and it punctured a lung. Remember? That whole story was nuts. And then the rest is history. Herbert took over, looked amazing. Denver looked back. But I had to go on a little tangent there about the whole Kansas City Chiefs thing. Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes on the notion that the New England Patriots are going to make this a game this Sunday. If this is a close game for the San Francisco 49ers in the fourth quarter, that's a problem. That's a red flag. You are 10.5-point favorites at home in this game. The opposing team doesn't have an offensive line. They don't even want to throw their rookie quarterback out there where everyone's, in an age when everyone's playing their rookie quarterbacks. The New England Patriots have such little faith in their offensive line, they're not allowing Drake May at the University of North Carolina to suit up. They're like, Jacoby, you can get your brains battered in, that's fine. We just want our prized possession to be okay for next season. That tells you all you need to know about their faith in that offensive line. So if I'm Nick Sorensen, if I'm Nick Bosa, I got to take this game personally. And I got to wreck shop, and I got to wreak havoc, and I got to be the guy. It's Nick and Nick. Nick. There you go. Speaking of Sorensen, here he is talking about that Patriots offense and Jacoby Brissett.
They can really run the ball. I mean, they're aggressive, they're physical, they have a very good plan, they're very well coached. 2 really good running backs, a line that knows how to block, they have good scheme. And then Brissett really is a good fit in that system and how he performs and how he plays. And, he sees the game right, he protects the ball, he can make the throws that he needs to make, and he can move really well. I think they're just a tough team, reflection of the coach and the coaching, and respect for those guys. I mean, they're really big backs that can cut, they can run. It's just overall physical team.
And you can't get out-physicaled by this team. You just can't. That's what Gerard Mayo is going to hang his hat on, new head coach for New England. No more Bill Belichick. But it's still a defensive guy and a defensive mindset from New England. But if that's what they're going to hang their hat on, I have confidence in the offense in this. I am so damn confident, and I am most confident in the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, that being Brock Purdy, who's dealing with some back pain. Got a sore back. He was listed as day-to-day. He was a full participant, though. We'll see with George Kittle. He was limited in practice the other day. Hamstring injury. I'd say don't rush it. But, again, you've lost 2 in a row. You're desperate. You want to get back on the field and help your boys. I'm looking at Brandon Ayuk still. Can he have a breakout performance? I'm looking at J.P. Mason to establish the run again. I'm looking at Juwan Jennings. Can he one-up what he did last week? That'll be hard to do. That was kind of a historic day for him. But I have so much faith in Brock Purdy against this defense that if I'm the Niners defense, I just need to make a couple plays. Get me a 14-0 lead. 14-3. You're probably golden. That's how porous this New England offense is. We saw that last Thursday against the New York Jets, their division rival. Speaking of the quarterback and Brock Purdy, here he is talking about the play, the busted coverage. Everyone's talking about it. Oh, Mark Sanchez brought it up on the broadcast. Oh, Baldy brought it up. Oh, you had Ayuk running on a seam and busted coverage. He could have hit a big home run ball. Could have been the difference. He could have been 2-1. Brock, your thoughts?
I'm going through my read. Obviously, there was a route that I thought he was going to run, but he felt grass, man, and went and took it. And, you know, when we're watching it after, it's like, yes, that's the right thing to do in that moment. For me, I'm going through my read and progression, and I'm concerned about his safety. And then I see him go deep, and I feel like he's open, and I'm like something's not right, you know, in my mind per what we had drawn up. But that's something that, you know, we both have to be on the same page moving forward with. If he has stuff like that happens, and it's not being dumb and just running deep every time, but like actually there's a reason for why you're going deep. There's some communication stuff that we've talked about where we can't take that opportunity. He did the right thing. I have to pull the trigger in that moment and be ready for it. So, you know, something that we had to learn. And in the heat of the moment, that time of the game, situational football, I'm trying to protect the ball, be smart with it, but also be aggressive. And then that happens, and it's like, man, I don't know exactly where the safety's at. So all of those put together, you know, that's what happened in the moment.
Happened in the moment. What's going to happen in the moment this Sunday? 10.5-point favorites at home against the New England Patriots. If we're talking 1-3 Niners on Monday, it's not code red. It'd be code purple. I'm just saying. All right, we're up against it. Bonte Hill, Joe Shasky, they're coming up next. 888-957-9570. It's a football Friday. It's a payday Friday. Again, tomorrow. Friedman's Appliance, 12 to 3, Pleasant Hill, fall clearance sales event. I will be there in person. Sam Lubin will be there in person. Matt Steinmetz will be there. We'll be broadcasting from 12 to 3. Come say hi. It'll be a great time. It'll be a party. It'll be all fun. So come out there tomorrow. But in the meantime, have a nice weekend. Enjoy your Sunday football and be safe.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live.